I knew what these things did, but I was having a hard time figuring out where they went. I'm looking at the starboard side and I'm not finding a lot of clues because of the new frames. The screw holes weren't lining up properly. There's another spot. And then I came over here to the port side and it was like an episode of CSI. I saw some paint drips on here and then I found them on the hull. So that is actually where that goes. And this is what it does. These frames sit on the engine stringer, this stringer, and then outboard on the outside they sit on this. So now I know exactly where those go. Now I'm going to give these a scrape and a sand and a cleanup, and then we'll replace those. Oh, hold on a second, we got a call here. Yeah. Hello? No. Where do you guys get your calling list from? I drive a 32-year-old truck. I don't really think that I need a warranty for my truck. No, 32-year-old truck's not going to need a warranty. You're not going to give me one, are you? Hey, you know what I do have that might interest you, though, while I got you on the line? Why don't you watch the Wooden Boat Experience on the GlassGoat channel on YouTube? You don't watch YouTube? Well, you can always go to our website, GlassGoat.com, buy some WBE merchandise. Hello? I think he hung up on me. Oh well. Well, we got a couple things we need to do anyway. A couple of new boats. Mary and Dell are going up. And this is a new boat because I spelled Kevin's name wrong and I realized it when I was looking at the wall. So Kevin, you're getting the proper name up there. One other thing, we got something in the mail from Dave. We got, Dave sent me a nice letter and a couple of cool pictures of his outboard powered launch. This was taken in June of '08, it says on the back. There's a top view. I love launches. This is very interesting. Got like a slipper stern on it. There's the interior, nice banjo wheel. And Dave also sent me, he said he saw guitar strings in a video. I don't remember when that was, or he saw a guitar. And he sent me some guitar strings, which are cool. And it made me think, most of you guys don't know about my guitar drawings and my case drawings. So let's take a look at one right here. I brought this out to show you. There he is, Mr. Willie Nelson. I did a bunch of these cases, but I mostly do cases, but once in a while, I also do a guitar. So unfortunately, Dave, I haven't played in quite a few years now, but maybe I'll throw some of those strings on this guitar. This is a John Prine guitar that I did. Maybe I'll throw the strings on and get playing again. It's one of my favorite ones that I've done. If anybody wonders, they're done with white gesso and then just vine charcoal, and then they're covered up with a clear acrylic. This one's from 2011, and I carried this for a lot of years, this Willie Nelson one. It's lasted really well. And I have friends that carried them all over the world when they were touring. They've been in Germany and on New Zealand TV. So anyway, as you can see, there's been some progress. I'm Scott.ouderkirk. This is a Wooden Boat Experience. Welcome to episode 26. My earliest memory is riding in my grandfather's boat, arm over the side, hand in the spray. I've spent much of the rest of my life chasing this feeling. All of that has led to this, the Wooden Boat Experience. Couple things that we're dealing with here. You can see on this one that up in here must be this frame here, this new one, did not get pushed quite up far enough. When I tried to go into that hole right there, just didn't seem to be grabbing. So I went down a little farther, drilled a new hole, and put that straight slot stainless steel screw in, because the combing is going to cover from about here up. These are going to show. Now these I want to make sure are also well in there. This one's sticking up a little bit. So each one, and I've already done it on this one, I'm pulling the screw out. I'm going in with a countersink, and I'm going just a tiny bit deeper, maybe 1/8 of an inch. Get it into some fresh material with the screw, and also get that head down below the surface so it's not sticking up and grabbing things like that one is. So I'm going to do that all the way down through here. And you can see I had to move this one down, I had to move this one down, but I did not have to do it down here. It was okay down here. So that's what I'm working on right now. And also you can see that I have taken this off so it's not sticking above. I ran the hand plane down. This is where it was cut out before, and now here you can see that it's actually proud of this. It's not flush. I am in a few minutes going to take that off. When we get down here by where the cockpit is, here's where the windshield goes. This is the windshield's actually got to be moved back, but this pencil line shows you this part of the windshield. So I'm going to take this off here flush and then put a nice radius on there. The combing will come to here. It will come to here by the windshield, up a little bit, and then go back here by the deck. That's the plan right now. That's what I'm working on. This side curves from end to end this way. I'm trying to take this part off flush with this stringer right here. Now the problem is, because this isn't a compass plane, this is just a flat plane with a flat sole. If I just go like this, I'm not going to get very much off of there, because what it's doing is this end and this end are hitting and the center's not, because the curve goes like this. So one way you can kind of trick it until you get closer is to come down sideways like this. Carefully so you don't rip this. It is old mahogany, and you know, you can like peel the bottom right off. I also can't get right to this corner here, so I have to get in there with a slit or big chisel, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to carefully go down this way until I get this close. And then at that point, I can come this way. Now, I probably could come down through with a jigsaw, but with a jigsaw, I've got a really good chance of the blade coming over and hitting this and dinging it up. And this is working pretty quick. If this was white oak, I might be thinking a little different. I also brought all these screw heads in, so I'm feeling every once in a while and just leaving just a little bit proud. I'm leaving this a little proud of this. When I say proud, I mean it's sticking. This is sticking out farther than this is. story. This is a very old beat up chisel that I use for all sorts of stuff that chisels aren't for. Not quite, because it's not coming in at the bottom. Now we don't want to overwork this too much with that sander because we'll end up with a dip here. So we're going to finish it off with a flat board. And you can see right here where it's dipped a little, where I stayed a little too long there where it's darker. But that's one of the things about mahogany. It sands easy, but you can also make a mistake very quickly. And you can see it starting to go away. Spot's getting smaller. This plug has blended in pretty nicely. Now let's flip it up and take this part off. Now we're not going to hit this at all with the Bosch sander because this edge is so narrow we can make a mess really quickly. So we'll just come in with a hand sander. I think we can get one more pass with this. You can actually see wood and then epoxy. It's almost gone there. Yep, that's it right there. Now we're down to it. It's barely through the epoxy and touching the original there. If we took another cut with a plane, we'd have a problem. Still got a little bump on the radius. Now you can see here, wood, wood, there's wood, and right here we've still got epoxy, and we can't leave any of that because it's going to show really badly with the finish. I'm going to change the sandpaper, it's a little worn out. Nice long stroke so we flatten it right out. This one blends in quite well. This is obviously a similar type of mahogany, but not exactly the same, but it's way better than the big dig that was out of there. All right, if you've got a bunch of screws you have to put in, like I did on this dash, and they're silicone bronze, and this is a Frierson type head, not a Phillips, and that's what this bit is. You don't want to mix and match those two. You don't want to use, I'm using a drill so I can have it on number 1, and it goes slow, but what's going to happen is the bit is going to try to climb out of the hole in the head of the screw. So I'm not going to go in one fell swoop. I'm going to go a little bit at a time, and I'm constantly making sure I'm reseating this tip back down in. And I'm not even going to go all the way and tighten it. I'm going to pull that back out, put it in the screwdriver to do it by hand, turn it the right way, and finish tightening it that way. As soon as the tip in the power thing starts to climb out a little bit, that's when it's going to strip. And that's why you don't want to go in all at once. Better not tighten that up till we get a couple of them in here.